just some handy facts about chickens in case you're wanting to get chickens yourself, and just some things that I've learned along the way and what you need to be aware of. But first of all, let me show you how to cuddle a chicken. This might not work if you've not had your chicken since a baby, but let me show you how I do it. They're excited, hang on. Come on, chickens. Come. Come. Come here. Oh, my little ladies. Look at these little ladies. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So I've had my chickens since they were 2 days old, actually. We carried them home in a tiny little box and they fit, both of them fit in one hand. So I'm essentially mother hen, which means you could probably cuddle them a little bit more than getting a chicken as an adult. So recently, we were way overseas. I don't think the chickens were let out as much as we usually let them out, or maybe their food wasn't being topped up as much. They weren't getting enough nutrition, so they actually picked up a bad habit of eating their own eggs. So they peck their eggs and then eat their own eggs because they're lacking calcium and protein. So to combat that, to actually stop them from eating their own eggs, you find one of the eggs that they've cracked open and fill it with mustard, because apparently chickens hate mustard. And then you just really replenish their calcium and protein balance. So we've got their usual sustainable layer feed that we give them every day as part of their normal diet. Plus, we actually give them energy block, which is flavoured, filled with protein, as well as mealworms in the nighttime. But we give them plenty of time out in the day to scratch around and eat insects, and they're slowly starting to kick that bad habit. So just an FYI, if you ever have your own chickens and you're wondering, why are they eating the eggs before you even get a chance to actually take them from the coop? Isn't that right, guys? Another thing is, we're in a pretty residential neighbourhood, but last year, around this time last year, a fox jumped over the fence, and I think it was a pretty desperate fox, but thankfully Lang and I were home and were able to stop it. But since then we've just had to put up higher parts around the fence, as you can probably see behind me, so no fox can come in. But just something for you to be aware of, even though you're not out in the bush, chances are there might be a desperate fox out there. Did you see that jump? So make sure that you're pretty much fox-proofing your yard, and if you are out, maybe even get a dog. We've heard that Maremma dogs are actually quite good for looking after livestock. So we're in a pretty good area right now where we've got nice high fences, so we've fixed that problem, and we just bring them in at the night time so they're locked up in their coop and they're safe. What you doing? You just want a big cuddle, huh? We have the Highline brown chickens, but there's just so many types of chickens that you can get, which is crazy. We actually purchased our little chicks from Talking Hens. So if you're looking for baby chicks, you can actually go on a waiting list. So if they don't have any in season right now, you can go on a waiting list, so then you're notified of when they've just hatched, and pick up your brand new chicks to put in your backyard. They're honestly super cheap to look after. I mean, water's free, you just top up their water when needed. The food, so the sustainable layer food that we get from Talking Hens is pretty cheap. I'll pop the prices up here from where I get it, but it's a 20 kilo bag. It's quite a bit and it takes a while to get through, which is great. You can actually feed chickens meat products and their own eggs, but I would say only cook their eggs so they don't get used to pecking their egg open, which is the bad habit that they can pick up if they're lacking nutrition. Chickens love to perch. If you've got a perch that you can put in the coop or the run, they will love sleeping on that and just relaxing throughout the day. I've also seen chickens enjoying swings as well. They love it. If you don't have much space for them to kind of walk around and scratch, it's always good just to get some things, some items for them to keep themselves busy, because they're constantly out in our backyard. A treat for them is when we actually let them out in the front yard, because there's all these insects and places they haven't scratched for a while, so that's definitely a treat for them. Sometimes your chickens might experience brooding behaviour. Oh. Come up. Okay, your chickens might experience some brooding behaviour. You'll be able to tell this because they'll be sitting on their eggs for a little bit longer or just staying in the coop. Another telltale sign is when they're actually picking up sticks or dried grass and popping it onto their back. So to stop that sort of behaviour, you can actually, because they're quite heated, they usually heat up in their undercarriage. So if they're sitting in the coop for too long or sitting on the eggs for too long, you just grab an ice pack and pop it under here just to get them to cool down, and eventually that behaviour will stop. What are you doing? Oh my goodness. Thanks for coming along to my chicken TED Talk. Hope you've learned some valuable information. Most people think of chickens as just delicious food, but if you want to have really delicious eggs and very good companions as well, backyard companions, definitely think about getting a chicken or 2 or 5, depending on how much space you have. They're definitely worth it for sure. If you've owned chickens before and you want to share some handy information as well that I don't know about, definitely pop a comment below. But till next time, see you guys later. All right, ready? Good job.